Facebook's still the best return on investment marketing dollar, guys. Yes, anyone better than that? Car Gurus, Cars.com, Repeat
Google.
Referral maybe, Google. It's still Facebook. It's crazy. You would not have thought that 11 years ago that Facebook would still be relevant.
Not for businesses, especially.
I wouldn't have thought that.
But it's more relevant than ever.
It's more relevant than ever. And I have conversations, not arguments, with dealers every day that say, I used Facebook and it doesn't work, or the leads are bad. And I don't believe there are any bad leads. Facebook works. If Facebook's not working for you, the message is not right, or your process is wrong.
I feel like our ad reads for Buckeye are better than that.
They are. They're more concise.
More concise.
Yeah.
So,
taller.
But to Buckeye's credit, or you can either thank Buckeye or blame Buckeye for keeping us around as long as we have.
That's right.
Because they've been great sponsors.
They're great sponsors of the industry, the great sponsors of the podcast. And so, with that being said,
we'll get it going. Welcome to this special edition of the Independent Dealer Podcast. Live here at Lease-here-pay-here Summit 2025 in sunny San Diego.
There's like 1,000 people watching us.
Probably at least 1,000.
That's at least, okay. Oh, yeah, so we have a friend of the podcast here today, and a friend of mine, one of my mentors, probably met Tracy in 15 years ago at least, probably. 15 years ago at least. And he's been on the podcast several times, and we're glad to have him today. What podcast numbers?
Yeah, 12, 91, and 333.
Man, that's 12. You go way back. We didn't even know what we were doing.
Yeah. So he could be a record. He might have beat Tim in appearances.
Tim, you've been on 3 times, right? 4.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
A tied record.
We're tied.
But if you don't know Tracy, if you want to go back and get more history on his background, you need a very in-depth conversations we had on a few of those episodes. But Tracy, for those that don't know you and want the condensed Cliff Notes version, introduce yourself to the audience here.
Sure. So the short version is my great-grandfather opened the first Frank Myers store 107 years ago. I bought it from my dad in 2006. My dad someone said they were mostly wholesale. My dad hated retail. So when I came from college, I'm like, man, we got to do retail, right? And he said, if you want retail, you can have it. So fast forward, and here we are. We have had, and our niche in the marketplace, I was doing retail, and it was competing with every other retail store. Man, I'd just gone to a conference, and someone was talking about the upcoming subprime special finance boom that was getting ready to happen. So this is, oh my God, whenever that was. I've been doing this way too long. That's how long ago it was. I don't remember. But that first wave, and I said, oh, that's it. That's at least an opening, right? We're always looking for openings.
It's like 05, 06, right before the big boom, big bust.
Right before the bust, yes. Maybe a few years before that. So anyway, I came back. I said, I think this is our lane. He's still the owner, so he has to approve everything. And he said, I don't care what you do. Just if you want to, just do it. Yeah, I don't care. So we did that. We got into the buy here, pay here space. We've had new car stores. We got deep subprime, special finance, buy here, pay here, and now we're lease here, pay here, and still doing all those things except for new car space. I have no desire to be back in the new car space.
You were in the for small bit, right? Suzuki.
Yeah. And made money, sold cars, and got out in time. So that was good. Mazda, Suzuki, Isuzu. And if you know what happened with Suzuki and Isuzu, we knew Isuzu was going out probably. Suzuki, no clue whatsoever. But we were in the Suzuki space for 2 years. We were selling average 33 cars a month, which put us in the top 10 Suzuki dealers.
Just didn't do hard. You didn't do enough.
But the reason I want to be
could have saved the company.
Mr. Suzuki did not listen to me.
Man, don't
and he
you
didn't
wish you
speak
still had-
English, so that did, you know.
If you still had that Mazda store, you'd be doing something.
Yes. Mazda was a good brand, but once again, if as independent dealers, we like to do what we like to do, and we like our colors to be what colors, and the bathroom to be, whatever you want to do, you get to do it, right? As long as it's legal, and sometimes you don't do what's legal, and you still do it. But not speaking to anyone in the room.
Nobody's listening. Shh.
But just saying. But so anyway, here we are today, and the Lease Here Pay Here is a brand new venture for me. So I thought this would be kind of cool to talk about. Why the heck did I do that at 52? I'm 54 now. Started at 52 on the Lease Here Pay Here side.
I'm glad that you let us into that. Why did you start doing lease here, pay here? Is that okay to jump
Yeah,
into?
absolutely. So
let him.
we had 1,800 buy here, pay here accounts at the time, and anyone that has any number like that, I mean, it's a lot. So I get bored really easily. That's the reason we changed our model several times. That's not a reason to do lease here, pay here, by the way. But I do get very bored. It's my entrepreneurial spirit. I just want to try something new because it's refreshing. It's different. I get to learn. I'm a lifelong student. Man, I love to learn new things and meet new people in different spaces. That was actually a really big part of it. But above and beyond that, I saw some real big advantages thanks to Bill. And I do owe Bill a huge thank you because I didn't spend any money with him, but I wasted, and he invested a lot of time with me because I was calling him and emailing him and texting him for a couple years, asking him questions and what is this and why do I do that and why would I do that? And he was kind enough to answer all those questions. So I really do appreciate that. There's not a lot of folks in the space that would invest that much time without some type of return other than a friendship. So thank you. That was basically it. And I saw more advantages than disadvantages.
So, real quick, for those that are listening or in the audience that don't know those advantages or disadvantages, what was it? What pushed you over the edge to say, yeah, I'm going to reinvent the wheel here? Because you had a pretty good wheel. It was,
Oh, the
it
wheel
was
was
moving.
good.
It was going.
Yeah.
So to say, why change? Why change it that
So
way?
for us in North Carolina, I had seen a rapid increase in cars going into bankruptcy. That was the first thing, the first flag that went up. And when I started researching, they can't include the car, and I'm assuming it's different in all states, but they can include a lease here, pay your car in with bankruptcy in North Carolina. So we were seeing record numbers at that moment in time. So that was almost enough because we were losing a lot. I mean, and just the personality I am, you get that letter in the mail and they're going to pay you
just get fired up.
$1.33 a month
just
for
get
like
fired up.
73 years or something. I was
My
like,
dad-
man, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, yeah.
My dad, so Tracy and I both have PhDs. And what is that, Tracy?
Papa had a dealership.
There we go. And we both had GPhDs. And so my dad, when he would get that bankruptcy letter, the first thing he would do? Run out and repossess the car.
Yeah,
And that's the exact wrong thing to do, just to let you know.
My dad would call the customer and tell them what he thought of them first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then he would go repossess the car.
Yeah. This is old school. This is
yeah.
this is old school way to do buy
A
your
lot of
pay.
stories there, and I can't write that book until I get done with the car business. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's like a statute of limitations on being sued.
And my dad's still living too, so and he's still conducting business, so I've got to be really careful.
Yeah, so you have the bankruptcy advantage, which I think all of us look at the upcoming economic outlook, and with student loans going into record default, and we looked at debt being loaded up. I don't think the bankruptcy filings are going to
they're not gonna soften, that's for
soften
sure.
anytime before they get worse. So
right.
huge advantage there. Anything else you looked at that was an advantage to switching over?
Yeah, we talked in one of the groups about earlier about Reg Z and Reg M. I'm an aggressive marketer. I'm actually probably more of a marketer and entrepreneur than a car guy.
Aggressive is a light word.
That's
when
a
it
light
comes
word
to
for me.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But I'm a marketing guy, and I like Reg M a lot. Reg Z doesn't bother me, and I'm compliant. But Reg M it's a lot of fun.
And for those who are listening or are out there in the audience, Reg Z talks about in the retail space of if you say a monthly payment, you've got to say the down payment, you got to say the interest rate, right? And the
term, yep.
and the term, and the Reg M, expand on that just a hair.
Yeah, so basically, I'm assuming we're all numbers people here, right? So if you got 10 grand in the car, you can advertise the car for sale. This is the way I do it, right? You can advertise it for 10 grand. And if the car can be worth 12 in the lease here, pay here space. So like if someone's looking at a book, right, and it's 12 grand, you can advertise for 10 grand. That's a really aggressive number for that buyer that shops for that car like that, which is a lot of consumers, right? They're like, oh, that's a really good deal. Or if you're listing your cars in third-party listing sites, which I do not, but if you did, it's going to show up at the top. Good deal, great deal, whatever. And I'm sure maybe a lot of you in this room do not, but in the used car space we do. But with Reg M, you've got the other ways to make money.
You can bring the customer in and you can lease them this car that you advertised under a lease agreement.
Yep.
Or you could switch them to something else and make some money.
Yeah, and we have a mixed store. Our original store, we have multiple stores still, but our original store is a mixed floor. So we have retail and we have lease-here-pay-here. And our customer base is very close cousins. It's essentially the same consumer. The good thing, and this is the one thing I didn't anticipate in this space, is because we report to the credit bureau, we're moving a lot of those customers over to the retail side. That's really good, which we could do in the buy-here-pay-here space as well.
But it's kind of easier in the lease.
It's easier,
right.
yes, because we have an early termination fee of the lease, and whatever that is, and we can eat it or they can pay it, and it doesn't matter.
You can put that lease car right back on the road.
Right back, because I've got the car and I'm not booking it back out for $1, which is might be what it's worth. I hope not, but yeah, the returns are generally about what you would expect. Just buy-here-pay-here space, lease-here-pay-here space, about the same.
Any advantages in sales tax in North Carolina on that?
Which with a lease?
lease, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Cash and deal is huge because we don't have sales tax in North Carolina. We have highway usage tax as a tax.
We have the same thing in South Carolina, right?
Yeah. So it's 3% for us, but say if you got $2,000 down, we have to pay for that sales tax and tag up front and title fee up front out of the down payment. With leasing, you don't do that.
Yeah.
The customer pays that in their monthly payment, so I'm all for that. So there's more cash and deal for speaking in buy-here-pay-here terms.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another $400 to $500 a car easily.
And we all know that cash means a lot in this business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Times that by
100 a month.
yeah, $100 a month, and you're talking about a lot of
Big number.
a lot of savings. I want to touch on the advantages one more time before we talk about the lessons learned going through it. Was there anything else you saw that was an advantage from like the repo standpoint, the ownership standpoint, I know there's a bunch of the other side of that I want to ask you about too.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah. So the one thing, a lot of things you don't anticipate with any business. So we have abandoned cars, roadside abandoned. I don't know what, they're abandoned on the side of the road, and the state finally sends you the letter 3 months after the fact and say, oh, by the way, you owe us $1,700 in storage fees. We don't have to pay that with a lease, and you don't have to go through courts. You can just go get the car out. So that's awesome. I didn't anticipate that.
How does that work?
Because we own the car.
So, but they notify you immediately, so you don't.
Well, they don't notify us immediately. No, in the buy-here-pay-here space, the letter comes 90 days later, and you owe this much money in storage because we've had it for 90 days.
Yeah.
Well, now we're like, well, that was a lease car. It was abandoned. It's not the customer's car, it's our car. So we just go get the car.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, real quick to interrupt this amazing interview we're doing at Lease-here-pay-here with Mr. Tracy Myers. But we need to make sure you guys know about a sponsor of the podcast and a sponsor of this convention that we were at down in San Diego, right?
Yeah, Buckeye, just an amazing vendor, amazing sponsor of our entire industry. They help educate, they help make us money, they help save us taxes. And, with people like Bill Elizondo and Sean Peterson, always there, always willing to ask a question, to answer a question and to let us ask questions. It's just, they're an amazing organization. You need to do business with them. And you need to have reinsurance. We're getting toward the latter part of the year. And if you hadn't got it set up, you need to do it now.
Yeah, it's a great time to give them a call. You still got a few more months. You can get it set up, have it up and running for 2026. So call the folks over at Buckeye today.
Because I hate
It's a lot.
Yeah, I hate those $2,000 tow bills.
Yeah, thankfully we don't have a lot of those, but we do have them.
Oh, that's nice.
So the disadvantage or the surprises you had, let me talk to it first on the high level from like your team standpoint. Was it difficult to train your salesmen to say the right things and help customers understand lease? Like when a customer comes in the door and you're traditionally a buy here, pay here, and these customers think they own the car and they're owning it at the end of this term, are you very explicit in that? Like, no, this is not a $1 buyout. This is not you own this title at the end. This is a rental.
Yeah, so with our sales staff, they don't disclose any of that. That's done by the closer, the manager, one of the managers. Yeah, that's just getting to me. I know you can train your people to say whatever, but it's just
They're never
to be
gonna say it.
compliant.
Yeah.
If you leave one thing out, it gets even trickier or hairier in the lease-here-pay-here space because they I don't know that they understand it at all. It's still how much down, how much a month, period, case closed. And we run 24 months on ours. They love 24 months, and we really promote the 24 months, and we promote the early buyout fee because look, I know there's differing opinions on this, but if they're going to give it back, they're going to give it back. I would rather them come to me and say, look, I just don't want this car anymore.
Here's the keys.
And here's the keys. And by the way, here's $500. I am surprised how many times people actually walk in with a credit card or the cash just ready to pay the $500.
To get out.
That's kind of insane. And we still have the people that just drop the keys and walk away and sue me for the money, and that's part of the business. But I didn't anticipate.
I would actually do that on some customers that, let them out of a buy-here-pay-here contract. Give me $500 and get out of it.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what I really get concerned with, and my main hang up to leasing, and we talk about this all the time, but I want to hear from your standpoint and what perspective you've had over the last 2 years, is the ownership of the car. Customers having ownership. And in my brain, I just think they're going to drive it until the wheels fall off because they know it's going back in 36 months.
Yeah,
they're at the 30 month and they're like, I'm putting wheels on this. I'm not even going to put gas in it. Like, I'll just go downhill both directions to get to work because this isn't my car in 3 more months.
Oil change?
Yeah. So
We'll never get an oil change. No.
Our reality is they're doing that anyway. They were doing it in buy here, pay here. It was getting worse than ever. We did free oil changes. They didn't care. We had less than 18% of our customer base who took advantage of free oil changes.
That's insane,
So then
right?
I stopped giving them away. So if they're not going to use it, why offer it?
You know what Joe Lascotti used to say on the free oil changes, right?
What?
He said that there's no intrinsic value in free.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't disagree with that. That being said, we have tried to make our underwriting better so we get a customer that cares about their future. And we call it, internally, we call it down the road motors. So they come in wanting a 2024 Tahoe or Hellcat or whatever the top 3 is. Ours is 4-door truck, Dodge Charger, Tahoe Suburban, any Yukon, any combination of that, right? For under $500 a month. So instead of saying that ain't gonna happen, like
Mr. Brinsky showed us
most
that
stores
doesn't work.
would, we say, look, you can get there, but here's where you're at now. This program will help you go from here to there.
I love that down the road motor.
Down the road motors. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's what we call it internally. We don't say that to the customer.
But, I mean,
that's what it is.
Customers can understand that sometimes. And the ones that do, man, they make great customers, right?
The ones that understand it, and that's where, and this isn't downing underwriting systems at all. You need underwriting, but that's where that person that can sit there and talk to the customer, and you can't, no underwriting system can put that feeling into it where I think this customer gets it, or that light bulb goes off, and you know what, you're right. I understand this. I get this program, and I want to complete this program.
There's no better feeling, and I think everybody out there can understand that. There's no better feeling than seeing a buy here, pay here customer come to you and buy a car, pay it to the end, buy another car, and then go and get it refied at a credit union. That is like, I mean, you're like, wow, I've helped this customer.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times, I mean, we see that, right?
Yeah. Well, we're actually seeing another advantage we didn't see is people coming in with their lease cars. 18 months later, they want to trade it up. We look at it, and we're trying to help people. Yes, we're trying to make money. We're not trying to fool anybody here, right? You or them. We're here to make money. There to make money. However, we're still there to help customers. And if we see that we can refinance that car through a lender, then we'll buy the car back from them, put it back in inventory, and we'll resell them the car, but now they're owning the car instead of leasing the car. And we explain to them they can do that with the leasing too, but I don't know, there's something about, well, now you're with Cap One or whoever the lender is.
Yeah.
If it's a variable, doesn't matter.
Do you offer, I mean, is that in leasing, would you offer a buyout program? Hey, you made it 36 months in this, you just want to pay for 2 more years and own it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's there.
You'll give them the
It's in the
option
contract.
internally even.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. That
Why
makes a lot
not?
of sense.
Yeah, man.
But with some customers, there is value, not a huge percentage, unfortunately, but there's a huge value of moving, graduating in their mind from a lease program, an in-house lease program to a Cap One or a, whoever.
I mean, how much better would you feel about yourself? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's some like, look, I don't want this on the books anywhere. I don't want to be known.
I want to transition here in a second to the next part of our interview, but before we do, is there anything else, any other lessons you learned from leasing, that hard or good or bad, your team, your management, from a document and accounting standpoint, like anything like that just maybe threw you for a loop, or something that the audience should be paying attention to?
Yeah, so the accounting throws me for a loop daily, and that's why I'm talking to Chad about 8 times a week on a 7-day work week. So thanks, Chad. It's just different. And if you've done buy here, pay here like we did for so long and had that many accounts, the differences are just enough to screw with you, especially when you get older and it's just everything, this is the way it is, But that's going back to the beginning, that's one of the things that excited me, because I do like change. And I do understand if I'm complacent, the store gets complacent, and I don't want to be complacent. And it's not as much about the money, even though that's nice,
It's always about the money, Tracy.
Well, yes, but I want to be excited about what I do, which goes back to, I think Mark was the first speaker. He talked about that, right? We got to be happy with what we do, and if we're happy with what we do, then we're actually good at it. So I've really enjoyed the change, as much as it's been frustrating sometimes.
And that's a great segue into this next section. You have been at it a long time. You have been in the industry a long time, doing a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, I like to talk.
He likes to talk.
Tracy loves to talk.
Tracy's been doing a lot of talking. And what we call them is Tracy-isms.
Quick break in here, Jeff, to talk about BlitzPay. Great company as well. Partners of our industry, and a great way to get your money in the bank.
Yeah, it's been awesome for me. My collector's been out with dealing with some family stuff. So she's kind of working half in the office, half at home. And with BlitzPay's online, she's just so easy. She logs in from anywhere. She has all the tools she needs to jump in between our DMS and BlitzPay and make sure she's still getting that money. So collections, they got hurt a little bit last week, but not as bad as it could be if she was stuck having to work it from the office. So it's really awesome that you have these remote options.
For sure, and it works great. My collectors have been 1 week on, 1 week off. So 1 week at home, 1 week in the office. They alternate, and they do it too. And it is just like them being in the office to take payments and to take notes and to collect. It is an amazing product. The collections portal of it, and just the ability to collect the money and get it into our bank account quickly. That matters so much.
Yep. Give the folks over at BlitzPay a call today.
Oh, I don't like this already.
Yeah. So
where's the boat?
that was
We
on
had
the
a
first
boat up
slide.
there.
We missed it. So what you don't know, Tracy, is because you have said so much, and so many things you said are
I
on
publicly said so
record.
much.
Yes,
Okay.
it's on record.
yeah.
They are on
I
record.
don't like this at all.
Tracy has been on multiple podcasts, written a book, one book, 2 books,
TV shows too.
TV shows. So with the help of some deep research in my ChatGPT created PowerPoint here, thank you.
Well,
Scott,
we
Tim.
wanted to keep with the ship, and you took the ship
ship
off.
theme. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna ask Tracy to either back up, rebuttal, or reinforce some of his statements that he's made in different interviews over the last 2 decades of his life, and see if he still believes in these Tracy-isms that he stated
I'm not sure podcasts were around in 2004.
back in the
Jeff.
day.
It was not. However, it was if you remember, like the inner circle groups, it was an inner circle recorded phone call that they sent out to their members in 2004, probably a CD.
The president,
It was like the forefather of podcasts. Okay. So yes.
So
Okay.
for people not watching online, we may need to read these out.
Yeah, we will. Okay, so this is the Thom Scott podcast from 2004. So we're going back, 21 years. He says to Tracy, what is one thing you would attribute to the success of your dealership? And Tracy said, Tracy?
My dad said, surround yourself with good people and they'll push you to the top.
So people.
People. Do you still believe in that statement, or would you like to revise said statement for the audience?
I believe that statement, but I'd like to add 2 more P's.
Okay.
People, processes, product, in that order.
Little Marcus Lemonis.
Yeah.
Okay.
People.
I said it first.
Tracy said it before you.
That Marcus guy. He does.
Whatever. What a hack job he is. All right.
So
But yeah, absolutely. People
Okay.
first. People always first.
People can be a thorn in your side, though. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with the difference in good people, average people, and great people? Like what? Fire fast, hire slow. Is that the key?
You do hire slow, and we have hardly any turnover. I'm really slow.
You got a lot of people working for you.
We do 33 at the main store. Okay. Yes. My longest tenured employee is 21 years. That's my sales manager. My sales staff goes from 12 years down to my last hire, which was my son, and he's 3 years. So, yeah. Look, some things rattle me, but I understand that you bring something different to the table than you bring to the table. I'm good at certain things, man. My dad put me in every position in the dealership except I was in finance one day. And I said, if I got to stay in this, there's no windows. If I got to stay in this box and look at the screen and look at numbers all day, I will quit the car business. You've got to get me out of here. I think that was an important day of my life. I just remembered that, and I'm like, nah. And he also said, I don't know if this is in there, but he said, you don't have to know how to do everything. You just have to know how to hire people that can do everything.
Yeah.
So that was good because I don't like doing everything.
Yeah.
Like cars. I'm an anomaly in the car business because I hate buying cars. I hate it. I hate the auto auctions. I hate going to the auto auctions. I don't want to sit inside of a car. I don't want to appraise it. I don't want to do nothing with a car.
You want to sell it.
I want to sell the car.
Sell it.
I want to talk to the people. I'm the guy on the floor and I'm talking to everybody. I'm shaking hands and kissing babies and tap dancing, and but I'm not buying cars.
I don't like either of those things, so I don't know what's left. Just mopping floors.
I do that
Probably.
too. I'd rather do that than buy a car.
Okay. So speaking of people, this is the Bob Berg interview from 2002. So we're going back even a little bit further. Bob says, paint me a picture of your perfect hire. The perfect hire.
Yep.
When we talk about people, who are we looking for at our dealerships? Your perfect hire. And Tracy, you said?
Someone that's experienced, someone that can come in, go to work, start producing an immediate ROI for the dealership. Man, that sounds just like my dad.
Someone with experience.
Yes.
Someone that's experienced. Do you still agree that the perfect hire is someone with experience?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. Thank goodness. I'm glad you and I are on the same page here.
Absolutely not. Probably the worst. I don't know the rest of these, but that may be the worst thing I've ever said.
Okay, so give us some context. Why is that horrible advice?
So, look, and this is all reflective. That's all we have, right? It's our experiences. So I remember that when I went to work for the Toyota store, it was literally the expression, there's the desk, there's the phone, there's the keys, there's the bathroom, good luck. That was my training. Well, they had 78 salespeople on the floor that worked from 8 a.m. to midnight, 7 days a week. Sunday was 12 to midnight, by the way, noon to midnight. So everyone that came from a different store, which I didn't, but we had guys that came from Ford, Chevrolet, yes, normal car business in 1989. We all were trained differently. I wasn't trained at all. They were all trained differently. And I saw that it was just a big cluster. Now, they sold a ton of cars because it's a Toyota Buick store in Atlanta. But I don't know.
Toyota Buick. What a weird
It was
gross
weird.
combination.
It was
like,
weird. But man, I love selling Buicks. Those little
Man,
older ladies came in.
When they had a baby, was it a Saturn?
Maybe. Yeah. But I like bringing people in that have a great attitude, have customer care experience, maybe worked as a server in a restaurant, and it's so good. Like nice restaurants, not Applebee's, but like not that there's anything wrong with Applebee's.
What?
Like really nice restaurants that works as a server and they're closing up
like
until 11, 12
Taco
o'clock
Bell?
on Saturday night. Yeah. And you say, look, you're going to be gone by 5 o'clock on Saturday, and you're working 40 hours. And you can tell them you'll probably make less money doing this, but you'll be a lot happier, and your quality of life will be better. And majority of the time, they come right over. We hired a single mom. She was 24 when she went to work, 23, 24 when she went to work for us. She's been with us 9 years. She was at Verizon. Man, just that gut feel, that profile, she was so good. I wanted to buy everything in the store from her because she was so great. She said she averages 31 cars a month with me right now.
Wow.
She worked 2.5 weeks last month. She went with her family. She took her daughter and her significant other to, she took them. They went to China on a 2.5-week trip. But that's the way we can change lives in the business if you find the right people.
Isn't that amazing when you see that? Someone who's...
At a used car lot, you can do that.
Yeah.
Yep. And she drives a $80,000 BMW. And yep.
Yeah, we took an assistant, hired an assistant who had no previous experience. And she was making, $11 an hour somewhere, and she made $85,000 the last year she worked for me. And it's just so awesome to see that happen in somebody's life.
Well, we taught her our process. That's
right.
the short version.
So that's what I want to get back to. When you say the picture of your perfect hire, you got a 10-year new car guy, you got a 10-year hostess, server at somewhere fancy like P.F. Chang's or somewhere classy. You're taking the service worker.
Every time.
Hire for attitude.
Every time.
You can teach competency.
Yes.
And you train well. And you can teach people to sell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, moving right along. This is going to kind of play into this a little bit.
I hate you so much.
Tom Hopkins sales training call, 2006. So Tracy's maturing in his opinions.
This
and
is the year I
attitudes.
bought the store for my father, by the way, 2006.
And so Tom says, Tracy, do you feel your business model is scalable and could be easily duplicated? Could I scale this and duplicate this? Is this a PF Chang's? I can have multiple locations. And Tracy said,
Absolutely, with an exclamation mark.
There
There were,
yeah.
Yeah. No rest of the answer. The rest of that story is there were 13 Frank Myers stores, and I'm so OCD that they were all different. Not in a bad way. They all made money, and we all sold a lot of cars. But man, they all had this different flavor, and I didn't like that. They didn't have the flavor of the store that I was in all the time. That makes sense, right? If you have multiple stores, you understand. If not, just trust me. The store you're in and they all worked. I mean, I'm good at bringing in talent and training the talent, and the processes were the same, but man, the vibe was just different at every store, which blew my mind. I thought it might be a little off. It was way off. So what I ended up doing, which I know, that's why I know this is wrong, wasn't easy. It was very difficult, especially for me, is I ended up having the managers become partners. They got a buy-in. We changed the name of those other stores. So, still part of the group, but it's not part of the group, separate businesses altogether, and eventually just sold those stores to them with a small franchise fee.
And what's, not only were you wrong here, just to point that out.
Thanks, Luke.
But it's not you. Like, let's just talk about, different explosions we've seen in the buy here, pay here space over the last week or months or years.
Well,
Tricolor, just spectacularly exploded last week, trying to duplicate the buy here, pay here industry or the lease here, pay here industry, and it's incredibly hard. So you thought you could do it, and many of us thought we could do it, and it's just impossible, I think.
Like, man, it's a 5-step process. How tough is this?
Yeah.
And we do this every day. I can leave for 2 weeks from the main store, the original store, and everything's still there. So why can't I do it everywhere else? But that's really difficult. And these stores were in different. Most of these were in different states. We had some in North Carolina. We had North Carolina, Atlanta, and the one on the coast, which was about 4.5 hours away.
Yeah. And I think part of this is when you say, I think anyone in the audience would raise their hands and say, do you think your dealership is easily scalable and duplicatable? We would say probably not, right? I mean, it goes back to that other side of people. Mm-hmm. It is such a people-centered business in the lease here, pay here, buy here, pay here space. There's so many nuances to just keeping
it's
things.
It's even more than that. It's owner-centric as well.
It is. Unless you want to become super homogenized, is that the word? Yes,
Let's go
very
with it.
vanilla.
Yeah.
And this isn't a slam to them. They make $1 bazillion like a CarMax. CarMax is very vanilla. Not a bad thing, but I didn't want to be that.
Yeah. I think the large-scale, multi-operation, location success stories are far fewer.
Yeah, sure.
Or way fewer than the implosions of even some of these franchise models that just can't survive past 10
And the
years,
franchise
15
stores,
years.
franchise car stores are easy to do because the franchises keep such a thumb on you.
Well, look at like Byrider.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, but We can argue that you're dealing with used cars instead of new cars. That'd be the
Well, that's what I meant by
yeah,
franchise.
yeah.
I didn't mean OEM.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. The Brian Tracy Show 2008. We just got a couple minutes left. We're going to get through these last few. Brian, your family has built one of the most successful privately owned used car dealerships in the country. So what sets you apart from your competition?
It's all about the experience we provide our customers. We all sell the same cars that we buy at the same places, and the market dictates what we pay and what we can charge. Looking at it that way, the only way to stand out is to be different, to have the best people, and to provide the best experience. Agreed. Thumbs up, sir.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there, and you show that in your dealership.
Yep.
If you've ever been to his dealership, it's like a fun house. Is that a good way to describe it?
That's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, you walk into the floor and they're banging gongs and everybody's wearing funny hats.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Got little mirrors that make you look skinny and make you look fat.
Got an arcade. It's pretty cool.
But I think to drive home this point, what you're saying is we sell a commodity, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we sell a car. We sell a 2015 Ford Focus. Kia Soul in my case.
Yeah, Kia Soul.
He sells a Kia Soul as well. So what
I
do we
don't.
compete on? I'm not competing on price,
Yep.
right? Because I can't do that. But I can compete on experience.
Well,
I
even if you
compete on
can, why
reputation.
would you? It's a race to the bottom, and I'm not.
Oh, that's a question
it's,
for-
the work is too hard
Yeah.
to be in that race to the bottom. I'm completely out on that.
So any more? Can you expound on the best experience?
Yeah,
Like
that's good, because experience is going to be a different definition for everyone. And without getting into detail about my experience, I think it's a reflection of you, the owner, which is what we just spoke on. Whatever you think that best experience is, I think that's what needs to translate. That needs to be the definition for your store. My definition was, I had gone car shopping, and I thought as a child, I thought it was the most boring thing I'd ever done in my life. So of course I'm going to make this fun. So in my 20s, when I'm doing this, I'm like, man, we're going to paint the walls red. And Tom Hopkins, who's a mentor of mine, is like, don't paint the walls red. That means anger. And I'm like, yeah, but that's kind of cool. So the walls are red, and everything's loud, and I curate a playlist, and in music, it's beats per minute. The beats per minute never go air supply mode. If you've been to a Lexus store before, the music is like nausea. It's good music, but it's like, it's so soft, right? These beats per minute are like, dun, 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 dun. And so my sales
Give me your
manager,
money.
Yeah. My sales manager's like, who's been with me 20 years, he's older now, and every time I add something to the playlist with that little, dun, 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 it's always that high energy. He's like, what the heck is that you put on the playlist, balls? It's crazy. So
It helps when you got. Never mind. I'm not even going to go there.
I think that's a really good point, though. I mean, that's a little thing that I think dealers overlook is like, what music are you playing? I mean, do they have Enya on and everyone's just sleeping and staring at each other, or do you have
once again, that depends
something
on
that gets going?
Right.
Does
If
your
that's
showroom
important.
smell good? Does it look good? Is it lit well?
Yeah.
Do people have do they look the same? Like, what is the overall experience? And I know as a Disney, it's like what is that Disney magic
Yep.
at your place? Because even though our customers might not have great credit, they want to
They want a great experience. Yes.
like they do, and that's okay, I think.
That's the reason they go to Chili's and Cheesesteak Factory and all those type places.
Yeah.
Have a great experience.
Guys.
Okay. I think we just have one or two more. Okay, you are the brand Stu. Oh, so this came from your book.
Yes.
People buy from people. 14 years later, do you still believe that? People buy from people. I guess, who else would they buy from?
That's
So-
not what he means. Come on.
Yeah. So no, this is ironic, because when this came out, people were talking about, I think CRM was the buzzword.
Okay.
And home deliveries and pre-COVID. I mean, so that's why that's in the book, because they were like, robots are going to take over, and CarMax is, automation is taking over. Now we're talking about AI. I don't think they're going to replace us. It'll be an add-on. It'll be it's not going to be a substitute, because we still like to talk to people. And regardless of what anyone says, we still like to negotiate.
Yeah.
Most people still like to negotiate. There's small percentages that say they do not, and they pay more for that
If you
premium for that. And
Yeah,
that's
you
okay.
know-
That's a niche of a niche of a niche.
And
Right?
we talk about it in, how much easier it is to sell to a referral customer, right? And it's because of this.
Yep.
And that goes to the last slide when you talked about experience. And I think that's a good litmus test for everyone listening at their dealerships. What percentage of your sales last month were repeat and referral?
Yeah.
Mostly referral. How many of your sales were referrals? That says a lot
About
for
how you do business.
your brand, and how you do business, and
So
customers trusting you with their friends.
Yeah, we have a celebration when customers buy a car and it's confetti and it's a big mess, but thank God for our cleanup people, right? And funny hats, and they hit the gong and we sing, and it's, it's like Chili's. More like the Mexican restaurant, I guess.
Benihana, is that what
like
it is?
That, where we're like, ta-ta. But we sold a car. It was 10 minutes after 7. We closed at 7. They had been there all day. It was one of those excruciating retail deals, right? Special finance. Like, I'm not even going to say the lender, but they go through like 17 phone calls, right? While the customer's there before. The funding's immediate once they leave, but my God, they're there all day. So we're like, oh, thank you very much. And the customer's looking at their watch, and they stood up and they're like, I don't get to go on the red carpet? And they had been complaining for the last 3 hours.
They're ready to go.
They had watched the videos, right? And we failed that customer. We had that was a learning lesson for us, right? No matter
what time it is.
No matter what time it is, we need to bring that. Like Disney always needs to bring the magic. That's part of what we do.
Yeah.
And that customer had watched that on TikTok or Instagram or somewhere, and they wanted to do that. And even though they
Yeah.
like every 10 minutes they would do that after they'd been there like 5 hours.
But when it came to banging that
They
gong,
wanted to hit the gong, and they wanted the confetti cannon and the whole deal. So yeah. So I think that was an important.
Okay, we have time for just one more, I think. So this was from 2014. So we wanted to point out this was 11 years ago on the Dealer Playbook with Michael. You said, where do you see the future of automotive marketing for independent dealers? The future. So this is 11 years ago. You said,
Facebook will continue to expand its pay-to-play business model, measuring the organic, meaning the organic algorithm will all but disappear. I got that right. But it will be the next TV or radio for businesses. Independent dealers that embrace it will be able to gain market share cheaper.
I think you're right.
I looked into my ball. I got that one right.
No, I think you're right there.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that the organic algorithm is gone. Remember,
it's gone.
back in the day, we used to say like, post, and share.
Yep.
Remember that nonsense? Whenever we'd make a post, and that's how we got it out. Now it's all pay to play, right? And it is still the best return on it. Facebook's still the best return on investment marketing dollar, guys. Yes, anyone better than that? Car Gurus, Cars.com, repeat
Google.
referral maybe, Google. It's still Facebook. It's crazy. You would not have thought that 11 years ago that Facebook would still be relevant.
Not for businesses, especially.
I wouldn't have thought that.
But
And it's more relevant than ever.
it's more relevant than ever. And I have conversations, not arguments, with dealers every day that say, I used Facebook and it doesn't work, or the leads are bad. And I don't believe there are any bad leads. Facebook works. If Facebook's not working for you, the message is not right, or your process is wrong.
Yeah.
Usually the process is wrong. So
I see that so many times.
That's a different story.
Yeah.
That's long tail. Facebook's long tail customers, long tail follow up instead of, I want the car, I saw your message, I want to buy it today. That's not what Facebook does.
That's the Car Guru.
That's what we're used to as car dealers.
Which is more of a Google. But when you say Facebook now, would you include Instagram, TikTok, other social medias? Or do you still say, like, I'm not spending the kind of dollars on these other platforms? It's still...
Unless you have unlimited resources, meaning money,
Start with Facebook.
Facebook is the ocean.
And overflow.
Everything else is a small pond. Everything else is a small pond. I mean, there's Google. However,
It's expensive.
most of us can't afford Google just because, man, the keywords are so high demand.
It's hard to
Crazy.
compete against
Hard to
Carvana
compete.
and Drive Time.
And in service, it's even worse.
Yeah.
You go to oil change near me or whatever, man, like Jiffy Lube and Stan's 5-minute stay in your car while I'm getting the oil changed and, cut your hair, all those places, it's crazy. And by the way, I'm not getting my oil changed in 5 minutes. I don't care how cheap they are. So.
They didn't really change it. They just swapped the sticker. You're not going to look.
You're good.
I can't drain the oil in 5 minutes. How are you
don't
changing it?
Tracy, to wrap this up, put a pin in this conversation, your transition from buy here, pay here to lease here, pay here, and some of the things that you learned we went over. Do you have any closing words of wisdom for the audience, either as it relates to your transition from over to lease here, pay here, or even to wrap up some of those Tracyisms that we had?
Look, it's still about people. I think coming to events like this, and I'm not saying that because I'm here. I'm at every conference, or pretty much every conference. I've been to like 7 state conferences this year, just because I like to learn. But find people that are where you want to be, and just soak it up, because someone's always bigger than you, better than you, making more money than you, faster than, better than, cheaper than. And most people in this business are super giving. That's what we've all been talking for years. So
if you don't understand an acronym, go ask somebody, because they'll tell you. Right?
There's a lot of acronyms in automotive. Yeah.
If you're the big fish, if you're the big fish in the pond, you need to find a new pond. Type of situation.
Absolutely.
When it comes to this type of group.
Yeah. Smartest one in the room, find a different room.
That's right.
Tracy, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening, audience.
Thank you.
Hey, buddy.